All right, so I have a clean palette here. I'm going to use a number 8 brush again. I have my primary colors up at the top. I'm going to show you one row. I think you will be able to understand how to do the other 2 rows, given your color scheme. So I'm going to start with red. Now again, I don't have red, I have magenta. So how do we make red from magenta? You are going to have to add a wee bit of yellow to it. Just the tiniest bit. We don't want it to turn orange. But right now it's very on the sort of fuchsia pink kind of side, right? I like to squeeze my paint out of my brush. Get every little bitty. Okay, again, when you wash your brush, push it on the bottom of your water cup. Turn it, rotate it, make sure all the paint gets out of the ferrule. The ferrule was, again, which part? The metal part here. So this is the ferrule. The handle, the bristles. The ferrule has a crimp, sometimes 2. There's some glue in here. That's why we don't want to soak our brush. This will swell as it gets wet if I let it soak and contract, and then things get loose and hairs fall out. So we want to keep our brushes clean, the bristles intact, and not soaking in water. All right, so red, touch of yellow. Need some clean water here. I'm going to, again, don't just plunk it in the middle, hope for the best. You're going to put it next to it. Again, we marry our colors. They must mingle. They must get to know each other. We must observe carefully their interaction so that we are developing the preferred hue. So I need a little bit of red. A little bit of yellow. I'm going to make a red color. Observing. That looks a little on the orange side. That's a little... Okay, that's close. Maybe a little more. Okay, red. Or something close to it. I like to start with the edges. Just do a quick wash. Not too opaque. Should be translucent. Right? Oh crap, I put it in the wrong spot. Oops. Okay, boo-boo. This should have went in pure hue. What am I going to do? I'm going to fix it. I'm going to take some of the paint off. I'm going to soak up as much as I can. Damn it. Okay, that should have went in the pure hue. So I'm going to make a tint out of this. Take as much of that. I'm glad I caught that quick. Well, there's still water in there. So now I'm going to make this a tint. If I have to make it lighter, I could add a bit of water. I think that will be okay. If it isn't, I'll show you how to fix it. Okay, so a tint. We don't have white. If we were using acrylic or oil paint or something like that, we would add white. But we're using the white of the paper with watercolor, right? Just adding water, dilute it, use the white of the paper. I think that will be light enough. Now the pure hue. Let's try that again. It will be darker in value than the tint. Okay, pure hue. Tone. We're going to use a complement to make our tone. You don't have gray. You don't have black. Well, you might have black, but I don't want you to use it. So we're going to make a tone. Again, there's 2 types of tones, right? They are complementary tone and gray tone. So we can add gray or a color's complement to tone it down, reducing its chromatic value. This could be a little on the darker side, but it's okay. So What is the complementary color of red, you say? Opposite red on the color wheel is, if you don't know, you can look at the one you made, but you should know it. It's green. So we don't have green, so you have to make a green. So we will use our primaries of yellow and cyan. Oat. Okay. Keep your bristles intact. Wash your brush before switching colors. A little water. Ooh, that's a lot of water. I'm sure you are discovering that watercolors, while it's very beautiful, can be incredibly frustrating and very difficult to master. It's all about how much water you use, just paying attention to how much water you got going. You can always add more water. It's harder to take it away. All right, so I've made, well, I haven't made it yet. I need to make green. Again, don't plunk it in there and put it next to each other. Slowly bring them together. Observe what's going on. We're trying to make a green color. A green hue. I think that's all right. So I'm going to add this to my red. Again, put it to the side. We want it to be a tone. We don't want it to be brown. You can see this is looking kind of black almost, right? I may have not made enough red. Okay, so I didn't make enough red. I'm going to squeeze out what I have here, though. How do you make black? Well, you can make a green and then add magenta to it and then tweak it as needed. If it looks too violet, add a bit more cyan. If it looks too green, add more magenta until you get something close to black. All right. Tone. You should test your color first too. See if you like it. Put it on a little scrap paper. Take a look at it. Yeah, that looks good. Still looks red, but it's kind of muted. Looks kind of violet. Been a little too much blue in my green, but that's okay. This is also a little watery, so I might go over this one more time because I want this value to be darker than the one before it. I want this to read as a value scale. So if you use too much water, don't freak out. I'm going to let that sit a bit and I can go over it again. There's the color I have made for it. I'm going to leave that alone because I'm going to need that there. So shade is going to go slightly darker than that. So I have to add black to that. Let's make black. This one's fun. It's going to take you a while. It's not going to be easy. I'm going to squeeze this out, see what I have here. Wash brush. All right, so as I said before, essentially you're mixing all three primaries to make a black. We have to make a black in order to make a shade, and a darker shade. If you have black, you can use it, but I'd like you to try making it black. I want to see you do it at least once. You can use black later. Right? For this exercise, do not use black. All right, so we're going to make a green. Probably didn't make enough. More cyan here. Squeeze that out. going to be a long video. Sorry. Make more magenta. Clean water. Put that up top here. Come on. Yo. All right. I'll make a green. I made it another green. I'm going to keep that green in case I need it again. I'm going to use some green for my... I have to make green, blue, and green, yellow. So I'm going to save some green. I'm going to make a new green over here. I'm going to green. I'm going to add red. Ooh, that was the red I needed for my shade, or my tone. So you can see it looking, it's kind of black, yeah? It's kind of on the greenish side right now. A little bit. So I need a little more magenta. It's not going to look black. It's going to look kind of like a dirty color, grayish color. If you go over it enough times that it will appear to be black, so you might need to do a couple washes on top of each other. It's fairly close. So that's my black color. I want to make a shade of that red, so I'm going to marry it over here. So here's my shade, a little watery. Again, I will go over this. And then a darker shade. You're just gonna, like, you can start by taking that exact same color that you made, put it here, and then go over it, make it a little darker with another wash over top than this one. So while those are kind of drying, I'm gonna fiddle with those. I'm gonna go back to tone. It's actually not bad. It's pretty good. Tone, I think I'll leave it. So these need to be darkened up. Just this, the darker shade needs to be darkened up, but it's not dry enough yet. If you're in a hurry, you can get a hairdryer and hold it up and hold it underneath. If it's watery on top, just heat the bottom of your paper on a low setting, so you're not blowing your paper everywhere, and then it'll evaporate the water. If you can wait. Put it in the sun, lay it flat somewhere, it'll dry faster. For sake of moving along here, I'm just going to get going here, so hope for the best. Darker shade. It should still look warm. Yeah, it's going to be very muted, look kind of, but there's no such thing as an ugly color. All right, that's close. This might be a little on the dark side. I can work with that since it's still kind of wet. Take a fairly dry brush, clean. I can take some of this off a little bit. Remember, when you fiddle with it, you have a greater chance of messing things up. So weigh your weigh the risk. Is the cost-benefit analysis here. Is it that bad that you need to fix it? If so, then do so. All right, so that's a value scale. You should have it, again, read from lightest value to darkest. It's not super awesome. This could, actually, I made that too light now, but whatever, so I can fix that. You get the idea? So from lightest to darkest, That bothers me. Now I need to fix it. You can make your darkest shade a little darker too if you need to. Test. Pretty good. It's not dry enough. If it were drier, this would be easier. All right, close enough. Value scale. Boop, boop. Do that for your other two colors. All right, I'll show you mine in a moment.